folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to take a very quick look at the game Clubs. Now this game is for 2 to 6 players, ages 8 and up, and the average play time is about 30 minutes. In this game, players are going to be trying to get rid of their hand as quick as possible while trying to bank as many clubs as they can into their score pile. Now let's just take a quick moment to look at the components and see how the game is played. Now the components for this game are extremely simple. You've got one deck of playing cards, there's 4 suits, and the numbers range from 1 to 15. And finally you've got these bonus cards over here. There's 6 of them, and they range in value from 0 to 12. Now before players actually begin playing the game, you'll need to figure out how many people are playing, because that determines how many bonus cards will be used throughout the entire game. If you have 6 players, for example, you'll use all 6 cards, where if you only have a 2-player game, you'll only use the 5 bonus points card. Now the game itself is broken up into several rounds, and at the beginning of every round each player will receive 10 cards. It's important to note that no new cards will be drawn from the deck during these rounds. The 10 cards that you're dealt are the 10 cards that you're stuck with. Now your goal is going to be trying to get rid of all of your cards before the other players do, in order to earn these bonus points. The first person to go out will collect the highest bonus point card available, and the next person to go out will get the second highest, and so on and so forth. At the beginning of the round, the person to the dealer's left will become the leader, and the leader's primary role is to assign a meld type. And that could be a run of, say, 2 cards, or 3 cards, or 4 cards, even 1 card if they want to. Or they can play 1 of a kind, 2 of a kind, 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind. And whatever meld type they pick, the other players must follow suit, but using higher cards than the previous person. So let's say that the top player goes first in this case, and plays a 6, 7, 8, which is a run of 3. Now the bottom player has to find cards in his hand that would be higher than the 6, 7, 8, particularly higher than the 8. So let's say that he has the 7, 8, 9 in his hand, and the highest card in his run, which is a 9, is higher than the previous run, which is 8. So he's going to go ahead and play that. Now the other player has to see if he can top that. In this case he has a 13, 14, and a 15. So he's going to go ahead and play that. Okay, now this will continue until the trick is won, and the trick is basically just the pile of cards in the center of the table. In order to win the trick, one of 2 things has to happen. When one player plays this 15 card, that player can pick up all of the cards in the center of the table and put them into their score pile, and becomes the leader for the rest of that round, or until the next trick is won. Now the trick can also be won by a player who plays a meld that forces all of the other players to pass consecutively. Obviously the meld that they play wouldn't contain a 15, but let's say a player did play a 12, 13, 14, and no one could top that. That player who forced everyone else to pass would then receive the cards in the middle of the table. But in this case, the top player played a run with a 15 in it, so they would then collect all of the cards in the center of the table and put that into their score pile, and then become the new leader until the rest of the round, or until a new trick is won. And that's basically all there is to it. Players are going to be continuously trying to put down cards, either as the leader to try and get rid of their cards and stump the other players from being able to do so, or trying to keep up with the leader, whoever that happens to be. The first person that goes out during that round, or gets rid of all of their cards, will be able to pick up the highest bonus card listed. And again, that'll continue until all of the players have managed to pick up a bonus cards. During a 2-player game, there is no 0 bonus card. Whoever goes out between the 2 players will just simply pick that up, and that'll be that. But in a 3-player or more game, the 0 bonus card is introduced, and all that simply means is whoever goes out last between all of the players will get the 0 bonus card. Now that affects scoring in a particular way. At the end of a complete round, players will go ahead and take their bonus point card that they've earned and add up all of the clubs that they have in their score pile. And rather than looking at the number itself, there's a point value. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. there's a point value listed right below the number. In this case, the 10 is worth 2 points. They'd simply add these up and then add that to their bonus point card if they happen to have one, and that is their final total. However, the person with the 0 bonus card will not get credit for any clubs that they've earned. And the first person to reach a certain point value, I believe the manual says 50, but you can adjust that. Whoever reaches that first will win the game as a whole. And there you have it. That's just a very quick look at the game Clubs. You can check out my review at www.dadsgamingaddiction.com, or you can simply click on the link in the below description. That'll take you there as well. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.